welcome to another edition of BSF Recovery Team. Well, we finished the onboard air on the wrecker. It's pretty cool. Should we check it out?
As we said before, we found out that the pressure switch just wasn't up to the task of supplying enough voltage for the compressor. The solution was to build a separate circuit out of this 10-gauge wire and this constant duty solenoid sold for a snowplow. We started by connecting a couple of lengths of the 10-gauge wire, both red for positive and black for negative, to this nice pigtail we had for the compressor. The pigtail had an excellent all-weather connector that plugged into the leads coming out of the compressor. We used a special kind of crimp connector to connect the wires to the pigtail. The connectors are shrinkable, so with a little heat applied, they seal up for a watertight connection. You're supposed to use a mini butane torch for this, but a cigarette lighter works. Then we covered our new harness and connections with some plastic conduit. Now it was time to set up our pressure switch as a trigger. All we needed was 2 wires going through the set of contacts inside. Then we were ready to install our pressure switch back on the air tank and plug our new harness into the compressor. After routing our new harness underneath the truck up into the engine compartment, we had to find a safe place to mount the solenoid. We found a little room left on the inner fender near the battery, so we used the solenoid to mark the holes and started drilling. Right beneath the solenoid mounting location was a ground screw that we used for one side of our trigger circuit. After that, we were ready to mount our solenoid. Our solenoid came equipped with a small jumper wire from the battery side of the solenoid to one of the 2 small posts that energize the solenoid. So we hooked the other side of our trigger circuit to the other small post. And we hooked the positive lead of our new compressor harness to the load side of the solenoid. Our compressor can draw up to 28 amps, so on the supply side of the solenoid, we installed a 30 amp fuse and fuse holder. An eyelet for the battery side of the solenoid, and connect the negative or ground side of our compressor harness to the battery. Shrink connectors were also used in these locations. Connecting the fused power lead to our battery terminal on the solenoid completes our circuit. For a good connection to the battery, we decided to use these special side post nuts designed for accessories. Now, with the compressor running at full voltage, it was just a matter of adjusting the pressure switch. We dialed the pressure switch in so it cut out at 100 psi and kicked back on at 60 psi. The only thing left was to install the cover on the pressure switch, and our onboard air project was done.
Well, that ought to work for airing up a few tires, maybe even seating a bead. Thanks for watching BSF Recovery Team.